We're back to recording. We're at 10:47. And
vamos a comenzar y vamos a empezar primero despacio. Si siente algo nos puede avisar.
So her laser fiber is right here on the screen. You can see that little round circle, and it ends right there, and her junction with her. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to test to make sure she's nice and numb.
10 watts continuous.
Okay.
She's aware.
She feeling anything
¿Siente
there?
algo? No. Okay, so she'll let us know.
So what we see on the screen when we start is you'll see kind of a bubbling aspect there on the screen. That's where the laser fiber is situated.
is it this?
So yes.
One.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just basically going to bring this down. You can see where the tip of the laser fiber. I can follow it if I want. Usually I'll check the fiber to make sure there's no damage or anything to this fiber to make sure that nothing's going to happen in between. And we're just going to bring this down. The reason I put these little marks on her leg is that I'm applying a certain amount of thermal energy per centimeter in length. So this way I have a little scale, and as Nancy calls off the
5.
I usually apply a little bit more energy at the very proximal segment of the vein because it's a little larger, and that's where we sometimes see recurrences. So
7.
So what used to be a basically a surgical procedure with general anesthesia, what was known as a vein stripping, has now become literally a 20-minute in-office procedure requiring no general anesthesia, just local anesthesia. So with this patient, her vein came out of the compartment. This is an anatomical variation. So this part here, which is actually above the skin, I'm going to apply a much lower thermal energy. Otherwise, the patients will get a little bit of irritations.
11.
I'm gonna just go really fast. I call this the zipper. About 25 joules per
12.
centimeter.
And you can see where the laser is at by the red dot. Right there.
13.
It takes very little energy to close this part of the vein.
14.
And again, the thing is, in that it's outside of the compartment, which is really quick here. When she comes back, it'll be all closed up. So what you're going to see here is her little laser fiber come out, and a little bit of blood because we didn't
Almost 16.
close it all the way down to the
15,
bottom. Okay, good. So that's a laser procedure. We started at 31 and it's 51, I believe. So we took 20 minutes with that. I'm going to just take a picture of the proximal segment of the vein there. So what you'll see on the screen, maybe you want to put a little pressure there, Nancy. Thank you. This is where her great saphenous vein went into her deep system, which is right here. We're going to check with a little bit of color. So what you'll see is, oh, I didn't mean to take your finger off.
Oh, to not take
Yeah, we're just verifying that we didn't do any injury to the deep system. As I go back on the vein, what you'll see is the vein basically will just disappear right about there. Okay, great. Okay, so you want to show this a little bit, what we've got here on the patient. There's a little bit of whiteness. There's a little bit of what looks like bulging. That's just the tumescent liquid that we pumped under the skin. So you see the patient is going to leave here with some steri strips. There's no stitches or anything. And we'll put a few steri strips down here. How was that? Let's.
¿Cómo estuvo eso?
Did that hurt? Did you find it to
Fue
be
muy
real
doloroso.
painful?
No.
Yeah. No. No.
Poquito.
Poquito.
If you
Poquito.
really want
Me
it.
está doliendo las rodillas porque como tengo artritis, el hueso me duele.
Oh, her knees just hurt because of her arthritis.
Oh,
So then that was
it's,
it. They're gonna wrap the
oh, so
patient
it wasn't
up
even
and
me,
she's
it's her
all set to
arthritis that's
go.
bothering